Hi ladies, welcome back to another class. Today I'm guiding you through the last class in the series that we're titling Metamorphosis. We've gone through release with Kristen, repair with Jen, and today we're focusing on reset. Now, repair with Jen was where we're in that cocoon, where a lot is being shed and we are in this time of growth. And as we transition out of the cocoon, we're kind of in this liminal space, this reset space, where there is an unknown future, but we know that the growth and everything that we've released and repaired is leading us into new life. So we'll be focusing on that in our class today. As we get going, go ahead and find a block if you'd like. Just have one nearby. You may or may not like it during class. But let's go ahead and find a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you today. Maybe resting your hands on your knees, palms down or palms up, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears and lengthening through the crown of your head. Feel free to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or find just a gentle gaze in front of you on the ground. Begin to notice your breath, breathing in and out. Maybe you'd like to make your breath a little bit longer. Maybe you'd like to just transition your breath in and out through your nose. Becoming aware of the quality, the tone, the length, and the depth of your breath without any judgment. Staying curious, inviting a deeper breath if that would feel like it would serve your practice today. And just stay with this breath. And as you continue with this breath, just opening your mind to receive and ponder and meditate on this quote from Father Richard Rohr. This reset space, this liminal space, is where we are betwixt and between the familiar and the completely unknown. There alone is our old world left behind, while we are not yet sure of the new existence. That is a good space where genuine newness can begin. So we've left behind the cocoon, all of this releasing, letting go, growth, renewal, and repair has happened. And yet we have no idea what the future holds, or maybe we have no idea what the next step is. Yet we have all this newness of life to take with us. In James 1, we are told to consider it pure joy when you are involved in various trials, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance. But you must let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. So this liminal space is this time between what was and next. It's a space of transition and a time of waiting and not knowing the future. But we know that life's most turbulent moments are often where the best and most enduring transformation occurs. Immense growth can happen during a liminal space, during a time of reset. If you learn how to pay attention to your life and write a story for the next chapter that's rooted in thoughtful intention, embodied faith, and courage. Just continue to breathe that into your body. Maybe a certain word or a certain phrase that I said spoke out to you. And just take whatever stood out and make that the intention for this class. Maybe it becomes a personal breath prayer. Maybe it just becomes something you turn your mind to reset your breath and reset your focus for moving this new into your body. Wherever you're at, maybe blinking your eyes open. Place your hands on top of your knees and we'll start to move. On an inhale, start to bring your chest forward between your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and broaden across your chest, spilling your belly forward and rolling the bowl of the pelvis forward. Exhale, round your spine, tilt the pelvis backwards, press your belly to your spine, and press your chin to your chest. Nice big rounding through the back so we get this lovely stretch all the way from the tailbone to the skull. Inhale, reverse that, coming forward, making kind of a C shape with the spine and engaging the muscles along your back. Exhale, round, chin to chest, push your belly to your spine. Inhale, forward, shoulders squeeze, chest broadens, gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Let's do one more. Inhale, ripple through the spine as you gaze up. Exhale, see if you can kind of move one vertebrae at a time. Good. Inhale, back to center. Place your left fingertips on the earth beside you, away from your left hip. Reach your right arm up and over and tilt to the left. Rooting down through your right sit bone, your right hip, and reaching up and out through your right fingertips. Breathe into your right lung so you stretch the muscles between your ribs. Inhale, come up to the center, both arms up overhead and reach actively up towards the sky. Exhale, right fingertips land out to the right and bend over towards the right. Root down through your left sit bone, reach up and out through your left fingertips. Maybe you take your gaze towards the mat. Notice how that changes the stretch in your neck and shoulders. Inhale, back up to the center, both arms up, and reach towards the sky. This time, exhaling to the side, but we'll just move one breath, one movement. Inhale to the center, exhale to the side. Inhale, center, exhale to the side. Just notice this nice fluid movement from side to side, opening up the side bodies. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. One more to each side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Make your way back to the center. Nice upright spine. Take your right hand to your left knee. Left fingertips go behind you. I stay up on my fingertips, little tent with my fingertips. Like there's a cupcake under my hand and I don't want to smush it. Reach up through the crown of your head. Root down through your sit bones. On an inhale, lengthen, and on an exhale, see if you can empty all the air out of your diaphragm and twist a little bit deeper. Just a little bit of pressure with your right hand into your left knee. And maybe you'd like to gaze back over your left shoulder. Hold here for one more breath in. Exhale, empty out. Inhale to the center and take the other side. Left hand to right knee, right fingertips about 6 inches away from your tailbone. Light press in on your left hand to your right knee. Inhales, lengthen your spine. Exhales, empty your belly and twist you a little bit deeper. Maybe looking over your back right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, empty to twist. Good. Inhale, back to the center. This time, same thing we did with the side-to-side movement, but we're just using the muscles in the core to twist. So we exhale, empty, and feel the obliques as we twist. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Make your way back to the center. Place your hands on your knees and just begin to take some nice circles with the spine. No right or wrong. Don't think too hard about it. Just to let your body move freely. Maybe your head joins in. Drawing circles, shifting your weight from one sit bone to the other. Like you're doing a little belly dance. Good. And switch directions. Just let it be fluid and natural. It's that in between. We don't need to know what comes next. Just let it happen. Feel this fluidity and freedom. Good. Nice. From here, bring your knees in toward your chest. Start to rock and roll along your spine. And let's just take a few rock and rolls, massaging along the whole spine. Again, not needing to know what comes next, just being in this kind of present in between. Not wondering what pose we're going to go to next. Good. On your next exhale, come up and hold in the center for boat pose. So lots of different options for boat. You can have feet lightly touching the earth with the knees bent and try to keep a nice upright spine, shoulders back. You can stay there or lift your shins parallel to the earth. Again, trying to lengthen through the spine, keeping the chest broad. If you're really feeling great today, you can always extend your legs as well. We'll hold here for a full 5 breaths. So we'll be doing some longer holds today because I want you guys to feel that transitional time. So often in vinyasa style classes, we move from one pose to the other really quickly, and we don't necessarily take a thoughtful transition or notice that in-between space. So we're going to be holding these poses for a little bit longer today. Take one more breath in. Good. Exhale, bend your knees. Let your knees drop to the left, and then just roll off to the side into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under today for cat-cow. And on your inhale, take a cow pose, dropping your chest between your shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Lift your tailbone and lift your gaze to the sky. Really activating the muscles along the back. Exhale, press your belly up towards the ceiling, chin towards your chest, and puff up between your shoulder blades. We'll do 2 more like that. Inhale to cow pose, so making this nice U shape with the spine, shoulder blades squeeze. Exhale to cat. Think about a Halloween cat in your mind, a big arch through the spine, and bring your chin to your chest. 1 more, just feel each little portion of your spine move with your breath. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Good. Come back to the center, and we'll begin to take some little barrel rolls. So we let the whole spine move down, out to the right, up to the top, to the left, and down. So we'll start kind of in a roughly like a clockwise position or direction, and see if you can just hit every number on the clock. So you're taking a nice big circular movement through the spine. Shifting your weight from side to side. Good. And then we'll switch to the other side or the other direction. So we're going counterclockwise now. So down to the left, up to the right. You can also think about it like scraping the sides of the peanut butter jar. Like you got to get all the last little bit of goodies out. Nice. Come back to the center. Your toes should still be tucked. Walk your hands back and come up to seated on your toes. Now, there's a lot of different things we all might be feeling. This might be a lot or too much of a bend into your knees. You can always come up and just hover here. It's going to be a little bit more work for your quads, but you don't have to sit your hips all the way back. If that's too intense on your knees, you can always kind of just shift your weight back. You can take a break whenever you need. This is meant to be a little uncomfortable. It's like we're trying to feel in our bodies what it feels like to be in that in-between space. We can feel this newness that wants to happen. Nice deep breaths. Good. We're going to take a little bit of a different transition. So if you can always come and walk your hands back like this, or just walk your hands back and lift your knees so your feet come down. Wiggle your feet out so you're in a malasana squat at the back of your mat. Now, we can always take the hands behind us. If when we're here, the heels pop up, bring your hands behind you so you're in almost more of like a crab-like stance. And we're just trying to focus on getting some nice knee flexion, hip flexion, ankle flexion. Wherever you're at, just hold here, taking a few deep breaths. Breathing into your belly. Maybe you turn your mind back to the intention for this class. Whatever it was that stood out to you from the quotes, from the scripture. Good. On your next breath, we'll lift the hips so we start to come into a forward fold at the back of the mat. If you want, you can walk a little bit more forward. Bend your knees a lot. Lift up onto your toes and try to keep your heels lifted the whole time we do this little flow. So we're going to bend our knees, drop the hips towards the heels with the heels high. Keep the heels high. Try to keep your belly and thighs touching as you lift up. You're going to feel a big stretch in the backs of the legs. So you come down into this little ball pose with the heels lifted and lift the hips, trying to keep, like if you had a piece of paper between your belly and your thighs and you didn't want it to drop on the ground. Let's do 3 more like that. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Drop your heels, bend your knees, and just kind of take a little bear walk. 1 foot, then 1 hand and the other towards the top of your mat. Hang in a forward fold, bend your knees, let your hands rest in opposite elbow creases, and just take a little bounce, a little sway side to side. Good. On an inhale, come up to a halfway lift. Hands on your fingertips on your shins rather. Pull your shoulder blades back and lengthen through the crown of your head. So you're making a nice flat table-like position with your spine. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, let your arms sweep out to the sides and up to the sky. Palms touch and bring your palms together at your heart center. Pull your hands down so you get a nice little stretch for your wrists. Good. Let your shoulders relax down, and we'll move through a nice slow sun salutation. Let your arms relax down by your sides. Inhale, palms sweep out and up. Maybe you gaze up as your palms touch. Exhale into a forward fold. Let your head relax down. Upper body is really heavy. Bending your knees as much as you need to. Feeling into any little area of the body that wants a little bit of extra movement or stretch. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Try to really focus on using your back muscles to lift up and hover. So there's little to no weight in your hands. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bend your knees and plant your palms, spreading your fingers wide like starfish at the bottom of the sea, and step back to a high plank position. Try to find this nice in-between in your plank where you're not too puffed up between your shoulder blades, but you're not sinking down between them either. Nice neutral position for your scapulae. Lift up through your belly, engage your glutes, press back through your heels. Nice slow lower to your belly. You can always drop your knees since we're still warming up here. So slowly bending the elbows back, come on down to your belly. Tops of the feet on the earth. Pull your shoulder blades back, little to no weight in your hands. Again, we're using the muscles along the spine to lift our chest into a cobra pose. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, see if you can get a little bit higher. Exhale down to your belly. Tuck your toes, push yourself onto your knees, and lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. We'll take a few breaths in down dog. Shift your hips side to side. Good. Gaze forward. Step your right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee down, top of the left foot down. Left hand plants, right arm to the sky for a low twisted lunge. Nice deep breath in and out. On your inhale, keep this twist and just lift up so you're in a T-arm twist, but your legs are still in that nice low lunge. Good. Hold for one more breath. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, plant your hands, lift your back knee, and step your left foot in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms sweep out and up, taking the time it takes to get there. Exhale, hands to your heart. Other side. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, slow and controlled, thinking about the transition to forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, using the muscles along your spine. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees. One foot steps back and the other for a high plank. Engage the glutes. Press back through the heels. Reach forward through the crown of your head. Engage your cylindrical core. Good. Drop the knees. Elbows go straight back and lower down onto your belly. Shoulders roll back, using the core and the back muscles to lift for cobra. Inhale a little bit higher. Exhale down to your belly. Tuck your toes, push to your knees. Inhale, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Nice, full, deep breath. Finding that happy space where the down dog feels just natural, in whatever way that feels good for you today. Gaze forward, step your left foot between your hands, drop your right knee on the top of your right foot, right hand plants, left arm to the sky. See if you can keep your hips pretty stable and twist simply through your spine. If your right shoulder has rolled forward, try to pull it back, gluing your right shoulder blade onto your back. Keep this position and then just using the core, lift up, right hand is forward, left arm back. Try to drop your left hip slightly, squaring your hips to the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the left arm high and square your chest. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, lift your back right knee, and step forward. On an inhale, we'll come up to a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. This time, keep your heels heavy, drop your hips low, and lift up to a chair pose. Hold here for a few breaths. As we hold, we're going to move from chair to drinking bird. So lift your heels and bring your arms back. Drop the heels, arms lift. Exhale up onto the toes, arms go back. Almost like you're looking over the edge of a precipice, like you're about to launch into that unknown future. Exhale, drinking bird. One more. Drop your heels, lift. Exhale, arms back, and lift your heels. Good. Drop your heels, stand up, and draw your right knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers in front of your right knee. Pull your shoulder blades back. Hold here. Nice deep breath. Really engage your left glute. On your exhale, step your right foot wide and back to the back of your mat so you're facing the right side of your mat. Heels in and toes out. Bend your knees for horse stance, bringing your hands over top of your knees, taking a nice little sway side to side. Palms come to touch in front of your heart. We hold here for 3 breaths, returning back to that intention. Remembering in our verse that endurance that is built through trials, the maturity of character that is built through endurance. Good. One more breath in and out. Inhale, straighten your legs. Parallel your right foot in and point your left toes to the top of your mat. Bend your left knee towards your left toes and bring your arms wide for a warrior 2. Make sure that your hips are to the right side, long side of your mat. Shoulders, ears, and hips are all in one long line. And then arms out to a T. Pull your shoulder blades in. At the same time, reach away. Really bend into your left knee. Nice deep breath. Just holding this present moment and all of the discomfort, staying present with the breath. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, a little bit of a funky transition. We're coming down, placing the left hand on the inside of the left foot. Step your left foot back for a side plank. Now you can always drop your left knee down and take a more supported version. So we're holding here, stacking the left shoulder and right shoulder, opening the chest, engaging the obliques, wherever you're at, staying focused and engaged with the breath. Good. Exhale, bring your right hand down so you're in a high plank. We're lowering to our bellies again for a slow count of 5. This time your knees can be up or down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to cobra, or you can bring it into an upward facing dog. Good. On an exhale, come up and back for downward facing dog. Deep breaths, reconnecting to your breath here. Inhale, gaze forward. Step to the top of your mat, 1 foot at a time. Sink your hips back and down for chair pose. So we're headed to the other side now. Weight is heavy into your heels. Inhale. Exhale, lift up onto your toes and arms go back for drinking bird. Inhale, heels drop, arms lift. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale to chair. Exhale, heels lift. Last one, inhale, chair. Exhale, drinking bird. Good. Inhale to chair. Step your left foot back to the back of your mat and open to the left side of your mat. Heels in and toes out. Bend your knees. Find your deep kind of sumo squat horse stance. Come as deep as you can, comfortably bending into the knees. Bring your palms in front of your heart. Being present in the discomfort. Noticing what comes into your mind. And noticing if you can face it with curiosity instead of judgment. One more breath in. Inhale, straighten your legs. Right toes point forward, left toes are parallel to the left side of our mat. Bend into your right knee. Hips stay squared to the left side. Ears, shoulders, and hips Aligned and arms out to a T for warrior two. Pull your shoulder blades together, lengthen away at the same time, and let your shoulders relax away from your ears. So this is a pose that really represents that in-between time, because this back hand is what happened before. This is our past, and this front hand is what's happening in the future. We don't know what's going to happen. We're in that in-between space. So I want you to just be in that space. Breathe into it and be comfortable in this in-between. Good. On your next exhale, let your right hand plant, step your right foot back for a side plank. Option to let your right knee drop to the earth for a supported side plank. 2 more breaths. Good. Left hand plants. Pivot onto your toes so you're in a high plank. Slow lower either knees up or knees down to your belly. So elbows bend straight back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tops of your feet plant on the earth. Roll your shoulder blades back. Inhale, lift for cobra or up dog. Exhale, down to your belly. Tuck your toes, push to your knees, or do a push-up. Hips go back and high for downward facing dog. Gaze forward, step 1 foot forward at a time. Inhale, come all the way up to mountain. Exhale and bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Look down, widen your toes, so spread your toes apart. Root down through your right foot, shift your weight into your right foot, and begin to bring your left foot onto the inside of your right leg somewhere. Open your left knee out to the left. This is a hip opener as much as it is a balance posture. Squeeze the glutes, push the left foot and the right thigh together. Try to keep your hips square here, so maybe dropping your left hip a bit if you need to. Good, you can always keep a little micro bend in your right knee. Keep that right leg really active. Good. Slowly begin to let your left foot come back down. Gaze down, spread your left toes. Start to shift your weight into your left foot. Right foot comes up. Place the sole of the foot on the inside of the left leg. Opening the right knee out to the right, squeezing the right glute to take your leg into external rotation. Little bend in your left knee. Try to drop the right hip a bit. Hold here and breathe. On your next exhale, slowly let your right leg lower to the mat. Bring your feet about hip width distance apart. Arms go out in front of you. We're going to do a nice slow descent to our bottoms into a seat. So we're going to go back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just plop your booty. Place your legs out in front of you, and then a slow lower onto your back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Nice deep breath into your belly. Bring your right knee in toward your chest. Left leg goes long. Draw your right knee across your body and anchor down through your right shoulder. Just aiming to get your right shoulder towards the earth. Maybe you gaze at your right hand. Just allow this to be a really passive, relaxed twist and stretch. Next inhale, come back to the center, draw your knees in, give yourself a squeeze. Extend your right leg long. Keep your left knee in. Right hand to your left knee and draw it across the body. And then just aiming to get your left shoulder towards the earth. Nice deep breaths wherever you're at. On your next inhale, make your way back to center. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And then if you'd like, I'm going to offer for a final resting pose, a supported bridge. So if you have a block nearby, you can grab the block, lift your hips, and place the block on the medium height. And find the flat portion of the block and match that with the flat portion at the back of your pelvis, your sacrum. See if you can just find that. It might take a little bit of wiggling, but you'll find eventually one spot where you can really just let the heaviness of your pelvic bones rest into that block. Let your arms relax out to the sides. If you want, you can even extend your legs towards the sky for more of a supported waterfall pose. And we'll end our class here today in whatever variation you're taking. So just get comfortable. You can take any final resting pose you'd like. You don't have to take any supported version. You can take a traditional shavasana. You can take a reclined butterfly pose. Just take this time to listen in to what your body is asking for as a way to completely round out and seal out your practice. And then once you get comfortable, just reconnecting with your breath. Allowing maybe your eyes start to gently close. And you just feel like we did in our drinking bird pose, that we're just standing at a precipice. This kind of launching point. When we don't know what will happen next, but we know that we've been through a time of growth and transformation. And that we desire and that we are fully capable of bringing this newness into the next stage and into the next season. That we can practice these resets whenever we want. That because of the grace of God, we have the ability to reset every day, every moment, every breath. You can feel free to stay where you are as long as you would like. That is the importance of what we just talked about in class, is taking the time to make purposeful transitions, staying wherever you need to for as long as it takes. If you would like, you can begin to add a little bit of movement back to your body. Maybe you roll to one side or the other. This is that space of coming out of the cocoon, this rebirth, this reset, this resurrection life. And as you just begin to push yourself back up to seated, I'll read our scripture from the beginning of class once again. James 1, 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you are involved in various trials, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance. But you must let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. Jesus, we are so grateful that because of your work on the cross, that we can face trials with confidence, with grace, with strength, with hope. God, we pray that you would be made perfect in our weakness, that you would be strong where we feel weak, God. That we would trust you with the unknown, that we would know that we can return to your presence daily and moment by moment for a reset of the way we think, a reset of what we might say next, what we might do next. God, until we are just mature and complete in you. So we ask these things in your name, Jesus. Amen.